Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to Do Daily. Des here, who's ready to wake up to walk, attack the day. It's another fine morning. Great to be out. I mentioned on Thursday Thoughts last night that sometimes I do this, get out for a walk, especially to blow away the cobwebs after a rough night's sleep. Had one of those last night, so it's important for me to get out in the fresh air, wake up properly before giving what I've got to do a real go. Today I'm on the Grantham Canal, just outside Cotgrave. That's just behind me. I went to Cotgrave Country Park a couple of months ago. It's a really nice place to visit, so give it a go if you can. Watch the video as well, look out for that. But I'm actually walking away from Cotgrave today, walking back towards Nottingham. It's a part of the canal I really enjoy. I run down here when I can, not as often as I probably should. It's an amazing place to run. Just as I say that, there's a runner coming towards me, so plenty of people about, runners, walkers, so yeah, it's really useful for that. But it's absolutely amazing. It's stunning in parts. Just a bit about the canal. It actually runs from Grantham, as the name would suggest, into Nottingham. It's 33 miles long, and it was used actually to carry coal from Nottingham to Grantham back in the 17th, 18th century. And now it's pretty much disused, apart from as walkers and runners and people who like doing that activity. You know, it's really, they've spent a lot of money on restoring the paths and restoring use of it, so that's great. That's absolutely fantastic. Really nice stretch here. I'm going to get some real nice pictures. I always do. You know, I've probably got hundreds in my phone already, but there's always something different to see. As you can see behind me there, the sun's just coming up. What I am, despite the fact I've not had the best night's sleep, I'm out a little bit earlier, so it gives me much more time to enjoy it. It's getting lighter, you know, and that's always a bonus. It means I can do a little bit more. But whether it's 10-15 minutes or 2 hours, if you get the chance, you know, I'm not going to get that long, probably 2-3 miles, but whatever you get, it's just so important to take advantage of it, make full use of the surroundings wherever you are. This is great for me. It's about 2-3 miles just outside Nottingham, on sort of my side of the city as well, so I'm not too far out of the way. And like I say, despite one or two runners and walkers, it's particularly quiet today. It's still a little bit chilly, but that's great, isn't it, when we've got to sort of adhere to the rules. Coming out this time, you're definitely doing that because you can keep plenty of distance. At the moment, I'm just, probably can't see it there, but I'm just walking down past the Nottinghamshire Golf and Country Club to my right hand side, and as I walk a bit further on, there's Nottingham Airport on the left. It has got its own little airport for those that didn't know, and then kind of walk on through Gampston and along the A52 towards Lady Bay Bridge, where it kind of cuts off. It's all built up now, so for much of it you can walk all the way along, you know, all the way from Grantham to the city. You've got a little story to tell. One day I was running the other way. It's gone down in folklore, this one. 20-mile run in training for London, to a place called Plumtree, where we arranged a pick-up to go on to a park run in Grantham, and me and two friends got stuck about 200 yards from the pick-up point. We got blocked by swans on a really narrow stretch of the canal, and there was no way we was going past. There was a family of swans, and the parents of the swans at either end sort of hissing at us. I think one of my friends tried singing at them, bizarrely. So we still talk about that because whatever we did, we was all absolutely shattered. We was going no further. We had to turn around and come back. We didn't have to do the whole 19.9 miles back. We had to run about a mile and a half back to the next village to get picked up there. Made us late for park run, but like I said, there was no way we was going to go past those swans, and a friend singing at them was a little bit bizarre. But yeah, after 19.9 miles, that's the last thing you want, believe me. I was absolutely shattered. You know, we'd got up at 5:30 on a Saturday morning to do that. That's the kind of commitment you need. But by doing those things, it just proves I can get up a little bit later and get out for a walk and really make the most of it. You know, it's much easier when you take the pace off. That's pretty epic itself, but those are the things we do for marathon training. When you want to do such great things, you've got to put in the hard work, the hard miles, the hard graft. Believe me, there's nothing more difficult than marathon training. I've got all that to come in the next few months, so I'll probably be tying this in with some of that. But yeah, it's just great to be out again in the morning, making the absolute most of it. I'm not sure you're going to get the full view, but where I am, sort of in the middle of the South Notts countryside, you know, it's a place I particularly enjoy coming along, and like I say, should really take advantage of it more. But I say that every week, don't I? You know, I always try and find somewhere different, try and find somewhere new, you know, or at least somewhere I've not done on Do Daily. You know, it's going to get more and more difficult as the week goes on. I'm normally still lying in bed on a Friday morning thinking I've got to get up, but I don't really get up until I know where I'm going to go. Speaking of swans, there's one of the fellas there, look. It's probably them too. Probably back to haunt me again. There you go. Morning. Couple of runners just getting past. Morning. Just let them guys go by. But yeah, so this week, guys, we've been really focused on walking, getting out. So I didn't want to go too serious today. Yesterday's Thursday Thoughts was all about just sort of pushing on, getting in our activity, getting in our steps. That's what I'm doing today, as much as anything. You know, getting them steps built up so I can log those. We're trying to do 10,000 steps on each of the 40 days of Lent. You know, just something to work to. I always say we don't necessarily have to have a big target in mind, but when you have, it makes you accountable. You know, it makes you determined and committed to do it. When you commit to do it, it makes you determined. And a lot of the guys are really enthusing about this particular challenge. Do you know, because it's doable, isn't it? It's really, really doable. It's important to sometimes, whilst I was talking about marathon training there, you know, some of us do push on for that. But through Do Daily and through Do Running, what I want to do is sort of invite people of all abilities, of all levels to get involved. And this just does that. And when people can do things together, you know, it's absolutely brilliant, isn't it? They get even more from it, whilst we can achieve epic things on our own. You know, when you do it with somebody else, when you get all those benefits from it, it's absolutely fantastic. Those guys have just turned around, seem to be shouting at each other, bizarrely, but there you go. Yeah, so it's been all about walking, hasn't it? It's been all about getting involved, you know, realising that just a short walk, you know, just a few minutes out in the fresh air can make such a difference, you know, and the more and more I can encourage that, you know, invite people into the group, invite people just to look in, you know, just to watch what's going on, you know, we all find inspiration from different places. I spoke on Do Daily yesterday as well about my motivations for doing this. Do you know, I just want to help people who perhaps at other points in their life, or even now, didn't feel like they had the same kind of choices. I've spoke about my mental health quite a lot, and how much walking and getting up to walk has made such a difference in the last few months. It's made me realise why I did certain things, why I do certain things, why I want to do certain things. Do you know? So I want people to have that same kind of opportunity, somebody to believe in them, you know, somebody who's not going to judge, and that's exactly what I try to do. Whilst it is kind of one-way conversation, you know, I'm just being that sort of voice, I guess, just to try and be relatable and honest and pass on bits of information of what you can and can't do, because I know when you're not feeling fantastic, you know, you can easily cut yourself off. You think that nobody's there for you. You think that everybody's slamming the door in your face. You know, you think that whatever is available is not for you, and people are running a mile. But like I say, just through having been there now, I know that sometimes you have to put yourself out there, but you might just need that sort of nudge in the right direction, that little bit of somebody saying, come and join us. Do you know, because I had that, to be honest. I started running to lose weight, but then when I got into the running and people was inviting me along to park runs and races and, oh, do you know about this? And you're like, no. And all of a sudden, do you know, you're around like-minded, friendly, encouraging people, and that's so important, isn't it? It's just so important to be around people like that when you're not feeling fantastic, when you're feeling a little bit down on your luck, down on yourself. Do you know, and it doesn't have to be the end of the world, it doesn't have to be rock bottom. Do you know, we could all just take those little steps, getting in your daily steps, of course, but we can all take those little steps just to make ourselves feel better. And right now, through the pandemic, through the winter, do you know, it's always tough in the winter as well, so let's not beat ourselves up too much if we're not feeling great. We can blame everything on the pandemic, but it's not always the case. But both combined, do you know, and not quite knowing what's going to happen going into the spring and the summer, it's important just to look out for self wherever we possibly can. Look out for others, and just try and pick herself up. Try and give herself the best possible chance. And for me, getting out at the start of the day on a Friday morning is definitely the best possible way to give me a chance of enjoying the day, enjoying what lies ahead. Of course, it's the weekend, and they're all pretty much the same now, but I'll always take something from it. Do you know what we did almost last week was resort back to what we did at the start of lockdown, when it was all a novelty, when it was all new, people were doing different things. So we made a real fuss. It was Valentine's weekend, of course, so me and Kay got some nice food. Of course, recently we've been trying not to overindulge, but we got some nice food, we put on some music, we watched the football match, do you know, and it just felt great again. It felt like we was doing something that little bit different and trying to make the most of essentially what is the same every weekend. But if you're positive about it, if you want to enjoy it, do you know, if you want to make the most of it, you're giving yourself half a chance. Don't get me wrong, it's not always that straightforward, but just by getting out there, by getting involved in other things people offer, and that's been the real thing this week, really encouraging people to get involved. Somebody mentioned yesterday that they thought they've not asked a question on Do Daily because they thought it was just for do runners. Absolutely not. We want to encourage anybody to get involved, anybody to get the full benefits of just the challenges, just looking in, you know, just seeing what people do. There's absolutely no obligation to be involved in anything, but if you take up some of these options, you know, I can assure you, you'll absolutely love it. You You know, I've said it so many times in the last year, I never envisaged myself walking along canals, parks, walking around the streets with a selfie stick, doing a video, but it's given me real purpose, you know. And while some still might wonder what I'm doing, you know, every week it's getting more and more comfortable because it's given me that real purpose to attack the day, get out there, get active, you know, and be positive. That's what we have to be more than anything. And we all love a Friday, we all get a bit of a better feeling. We love the weekend, you know, a few days off. I'm looking forward to that. It's been another real busy one. It seems to be that every week. I know I'm always the same, but that's just the way I need it. I need it to be busy. I need to have that real intention to keep striving forward, whatever's thrown at us. And whilst I'm doing that, whilst I'm encouraging you guys, and whilst I'm seeing people all the time take something from it, I'm definitely going to keep going, definitely going to keep pushing on, definitely going to keep enjoying it. So, once again, one last rallying cry. Get out. If you've not done it yet, get out this weekend, just for 10-15 minutes, wherever you are. If you can get somewhere like this, all the better. You know, amazing to be out in the fresh air, despite the cold. Going back to get my coffee and breakfast, you know, that's another sort of bonus point to a Friday. Normally have a nice coffee, you know, all the small wins in one morning. So until Monday, guys, have a great one. Enjoy what you're doing. No real strong message today, just about getting in that activity, making the most of everything we've got around us. Until until Monday, just doing it.